Station, the burn is complete.
NASA has decided that Butch and Sonny will return with Crew 9 next February, and that Starliner will return uncrewed.
This kind of should be a sort of moment of celebration, but we don't have the Boeing folks here at the table. There's no explanation why. It doesn't appear that there's joyful unity, if there is. How do you folks fix the rift? Is there a rift? Is there damage being done to the relationship? Thank you.
Okay, so I'll answer again. You know, we talked to Boeing. They said, hey, we'd like NASA to take the press brief. They deferred to us to talk the mission. I can tell you that the three of us have all talked to the Boeing managers after the landing. The Boeing managers came into the control room and congratulated the team, talked to the NASA team. And so Boeing is committed to continue their work with us.
And I think, you know, from a human perspective, all of us feel happy about the successful landing, but then there's a piece of us, all of us, that we wish it would have been the way we had planned it. We had planned to have the mission land with Butch and Sonny on board. I think there's, depending on who you are on the team, different emotions associated with that. And, you know, I think it's going to take a little time to work through that. For me, a little bit, and then for everybody else on the Boeing and NASA team. So.
For Steve Stitch, if a crew had been on board the spacecraft tonight, would anything have been different? Or would it just have been the same reentry we saw, basically? I mean, I know you had a quick fly out to get away from the station without the crew on board, but just from a crew standpoint, if they had been on board, just for the record, everything would have been fine. Is that correct?
Yeah, if we'd have had a crew on board the spacecraft, we would have flown the same back-away sequence from the space station and the same deorbit burn and executed the same entry. And so it would have been a safe, successful landing with the crew on board. Had we have had Butch and Sonny on board.
I know that you don't have second thoughts about these things, but would you have any second thoughts about the decision not to bring them back if you had it to do over again, knowing what you know now about the landing?
Yeah, I think it's always hard to have that retrospective look. You know, we made the decision to have an uncrewed flight based on what we knew at the time and based on our knowledge of the thrusters and based on the modeling that we had. And we, you know, if we'd have had a model that would have predicted what we saw tonight perfectly, yeah, it looks like an easy decision to go say we could have had a crewed flight, but we didn't have that. We didn't have a way to take that white sands testing and anchor it in a model. And so I think we made the right decision to not have Butch and Sonny on board.